In the last few weeks, a series of powerful typhoons has hit Southeast Asia, with many describing the flooding as the worst in living memory. A country like the Philippines is used to severe weather, facing up to 20 typhoons or tropical storms each year. However, in November, 5 storms in 4 weeks followed, and the effects of these typhoons caused by strong winds and torrential rains has left widespread damage, with roads still covered under water or deep mud. Thousands have been displaced and hundreds have died. And this has just compounded the existing COVID-19 crisis. And it's estimated that to date, these storms have affected more than 2.5 million people, which also includes countries like Cambodia and Vietnam, as storms make their way west from the Philippines and drenched much of this region. Pastor Tuan, a Harvesters Ministries hub leader, plants churches in the Quang Nam province of Vietnam. And so on November the 1st, I got to speak to him during the early stages of the super typhoon Goni. During this conversation, he tells me how the winds had ripped off many of the houses' roofs in their village, and water kept rising rapidly in his neighborhood, soon just being neck deep in many places. And of course, the power had been turned off in this province, and he didn't expect his phone's charge to last much longer as we continued to speak. His family had to evacuate their home as nearly all of their possessions and the church's equipment was completely submerged. They first moved to his parents' house, but soon had to evacuate for a second time as water just kept rising. And so when we spoke the following day, Tuan told me that they were higher up on the mountain with 3 families now staying with his cousin. The storm had moved on relatively quickly, but it has left many villages and roads either washed away or cluttered with fallen trees and power poles. Houses, which are often used as house churches as well, were now buried under piles of rubble and sand. And so I managed to contact 2 stream leaders from Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City who agreed to visit the area a few days later to assist those hub leaders and communities hit by this typhoon. And they had to act quickly as the next typhoon was about to make landfall. So the stream leaders, together with Pastor Tuan and other hub leaders who were supplied with initial relief packages from funds raised, they were also able to help others in their communities, while also rebuilding their own lives. Please pray for Pastor Tuan, the stream leaders and others as they help in the demanding work of leading the relief efforts in this region, and that in the process that they will not only live the spirit of the gospel, but they will also be able to share their faith and introduce Jesus during this difficult time.